Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting to you live inside DPAT's laboratory at Barangay Anonas in the city of Ordanera, the province of Pangasinan, the Republic of the Philippines. This is your host here, Don Patrick D. Aguilar, also your racer, marshal, producer, director, and host all in one package at once. Bringing you all the Tamiya Mini Forward racing action on a calm run and gun Wednesday afternoon here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 being live streamed on DPAT TV. Yes! Hello mga kadipat and good afternoon to all who are watching this live stream right now. For those who will be watching anytime, here on our another Run and Gun Wednesday edition of DPAT's Tamiya League Season 2 of the Stock Motor Conference as we close out the penultimate week of November 2025 here with yours truly, Don Patrick D. Aguilar, proudly bringing you another set of Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drag racing action, and of course, a lot of excitement coming your way in just a few moments as we continue our season 2 of the Stock Motor Conference. Are closing out the penultimate week of November, going to our last couple of races next week. So, gusto natin simulan yung rat-ratan sa racetrack na to. Sa track layout na binuo po ng inyo pong lingkod, yan, mas maganda ang viewing po natin ngayon. Mas binaba ko na at saka mas nilapit kaysa dati, kaya mas madali natin makikita kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa karera. So, but before we proceed to our latest edition of DTL SMC Season 2, we do a quick recap regarding our last Manic Monday edition last November 17, 2025. In our previous edition, we got Escolta, Stargate, Zeta, Cosmo Atomica, Papa Roach, Avatari, and Sinaku battled it out in the 21 races of the single round robin, and after those grueling races, it went out to be Zeta topping the charts with 9 points total at top seed, Cosmo Atomica at second seed with 7, and yung dalawang 6 points apiece, sina Escolta at Zenaco. Si Zenaco nakakuha ng third seed at si Escolta fourth seed. So yung final 4 po natin, Zeta, Cosmo Atomica, Zenaco, and Escolta. So sa mga semifinals races natin, we got Zeta versus Escolta, and then Cosmo Atomica versus Zenaco. And yung top 2 finishers ng single round robin last Monday, sila yung mga nakapasok sa ating championship race. While whereas Escolta and Zenaco were relegated to the race for the bronze. Yan. So in that race for the bronze, Zenaco was able to beat Escolta. Medyo nag-course out si Escolta at nakaisa rin sa wakas. At last, finally, Zenaco ending the aggregate scoring drought, garnering its first aggregate point this month of November 2025 upon finishing third place against Escolta. And in the championship race on the other end, we got Zeta took on Cosmo Atomica, and it ended in a last car standing re-race. Nagkaroon po ng last car standing re-race because both cars forced out. And on that last car standing re-race, baliktad ang nangyari. In initial start, si Cosmo Atomic yung unang nabura sa camera. Si Zeta naman, nahuli. Medyo tatapos na sana, but unfortunately, at going to the last 2 laps, nag-course out din. Nawalan ng balance sumabit. So, therefore, they both course out, resulting into a re-race. Then in that last car standing re-race, si Zeta naman ang unang umimbang, paving the way for Cosmo Atomica to win its first championship this month of November 2025. So, it happened to be Cosmo Atomica emerging victorious as the newly crowned champion on that Manic Monday. Talagang Manic Monday ang nangyari sa dami ng mga with a lot of surprises came in. And yung mga podium finishers nga natin, si Cosmo Atomica ang kampiyon, second placer Zeta, third placer Zenaco. Alright, so without further ado, we'll now proceed right away with our race day number 6 of the scheduled 8th rounder of the month of November 2025 here on DTL SMC Season 2. Once again, Don Patrick D. Aguilar here with the call of this, what is expected to be another epic matchup between the 7 cars who will race it out for another Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive supremacy. Yan, greatness awaiting all of the 7 cars to be played for this Run and Gun Wednesday edition. So without further ado, let's now proceed with our race number 1. Alright. Once again, good afternoon to all. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and all. And of course, good day to all of you. For those who are watching, maybe some people watching around the world, even foreign viewers are always welcome here. Everyone is welcome in Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing. Everyone is welcome. No one is superior over the other except God. Si God lang po superior, nothing more, nothing less. All right. So without further ado, let's proceed right away with our race number 1 as I turn on the flash. All right. So in our race number 1, we will now feature the matchup between Escolta and Ferreira. Alright, in our race, Escolta takes on Ferreira, and in this matchup, it's going to be Ferreira starting at lane 2, then Escolta at lane 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 mangyayari ngayon dito. Now, alright, in our race number 1, it's going to be Escolta starting at lane 1, Ferreira starting at lane 2, identical with its color, which is red. Once again, Ferreira at the red lane or lane 1, and Escolta at the blue lane. Escolta at the blue lane or lane 1, and Ferreira starting at the red lane, or that's lane 2. Alright, for those who are viewing right now, and for other people watching around the world by live stream here on YouTube channel, DPAT TV, Don Patrick Aguilar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this Run and Gun Wednesday started with our races of the single round robin, beginning with this race number 1. Ready, set, right. Grabe! Ayun! Penultimate lap. Let's go. Final lap. Medyo kumurulong pa. Winner! Yari ang CFM. Darog ang CFM sa Super 2. Super 2 lang sa kalam. Escolta with a major upset against Ferreira to start up our Run and Gun Wednesday festivities here today on the Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 as we wrap up, as we culminate the penultimate week of this month of November 2025. Alright, loser. So si Ferreira unang harap kay Osmo at Omega. It's a loss by Ferreira upon seeing it coursing out. And Escolta with its first victory. First victory of the afternoon. Alright, race number 2, right away. Race number 2, we got here Zenaku taking on Timac Avatari. Alright, in our race number 2, Timac Avatari taking on Zenaku. So yung mga backstock entries kung kasali ngayon as the bottom 2 going into this race day number 6 of 8. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zenaku starting at lane 2, Timac Avatari at lane 1 this time. Again, at the blue lane, it's Timac Avatari, and at the red lane, it's Zenaku, having their respective starting lanes in this race number 2. Ready, set, right. Ay, ano? Okay. Logan, sumabit din pala. Logan, 1 and done. When it comes to elimination round, yep. For the elimination race, single round robin races, it's 1 and done. No restart, no re-race. It's 1 and done, no winner. So it's a draw between Zenaku and Timac Avatari. But with Zenaku forcing out first. Last course up. First course up, say na ako. Dito ka na isusulat sa aking working table. Alright? I got my working table inside DPAT's laboratory. Clean, talagang totally clean. Kaya okay na ako maka-operate. Better. Much better. Race number 3, we got here Zeta taking on Unicosmos. Alright. Abi naman mabot. Ayun. Alright, in our race number 3, Unicosmos takes on Zeta. And in this matchup of Champion of the Month awardees to start up their campaigns, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 1, Unicosmos at lane 2. Again, Zeta starting at lane 1, Unicosmos starting at lane 2 in this race number 3. Ready, set, fight. Good. Good. Kita apa na? Penultimate na, final landing na. Good. Final up. Ganda. Oh, that was nice. That was nice, ladies and gentlemen. What an entertaining race number 3 that was. At the first lap, it was a seesaw battle, but unfortunately, until that fourth lap, wherein Unicosmos was able to manage the lead and holding on to it, and eventually finishing it at 6. It's Unicosmos emerging victorious over Zeta. Wow! Wow! What a way to start up the campaign on a blazing run and gun Wednesday afternoon. Zeta, loser pa lang. Unfortunately, Zeta lost it. Zeta loses to Unicosmos. Alright, race number 4. Right away. Let's go. Race number 4, we got here Cosmo Atomica starting its title defense this against Ferreira, being it. And in this matchup, Ferreira will be starting at lane 1, Cosmo Atomica at lane 2. Again, Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 1, and Ferreira will start at lane 2 in this race number 4. Ready, set, bite. Ferreira ahead. Cosmo Atomica is back. Wow. Penultimate lap, final lane finger, Cosmo Atomica. Still good. On to the final lap we go. Winner. Wow. Another one. Another entertaining race right there. In that race number 4. What a blazing start. That's indeed run and gun Wednesday for you. Cosmo Atomica winner. Alright. So 2 straight losses to start off its campaign for Ferreira. So that's a bad start. On its comeback trail. Green mark. Green. It's a win, therefore it's a green. 2 reds for Ferreira. 2 reds early on. The twin Cosmosonics will clash in our race number 7 later on. Magkaharap na sila sa ating race number 7 mamaya. But before we proceed, let's have a quick hydration break for a while. Na lang, meron tayong kasi dito. Okay. Hydration break muna tayo, konti. Alright, race number 5. Alright, let's proceed with our race number 5. Race number 5 right now, we got here Escolta taking on T-Mac Avatari. Alright. In our race number 5, Escolta takes on T-Mac Avatari. And in this matchup, Escolta will start at lane 1. T-Mac Avatari this time starting at lane 2. Again, it's Escolta starting at lane 1. And T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2. In this race number 5. Race 6. 5. Oh, Escolta for Escolta. Good. Good. Penultimate lap. Final lane changer. Final lap. Jogging. Mabit. So, Mabit. Jogging. First cross up, Escolta. Jogging. Escolta per CO. Okay, race number 6. Race number 6. Race number 6 right away. We got here the rematch from the previous semi-final match last Monday. We got here Zeta taking on Zenaku. So it's the race between the blacks right in our race number 6. And for this matchup, Zeta will start at lane 2. Zenaku starting at lane 1. Again, it's Zenaku starting at lane 1. Zeta starting at lane 2 in this race. Number 6. Ready, set, bye. Go. Bumitin. Bumitin. First course up, Zeta. Go. Go yung laro. Zena ako T-Mac tops na yan. Ano din yan? First course up. Last course up yung kakalabanin niya na. Kasi na ako. Go game. Zeta Zena ako. Go. Zeta first course up. Race 7. The much-awaited rematch of the twin Cosmosonics will now happen in our race number 7. It's going to be Cosmo Atomica taking on Unicosmos. It's between the twin Cosmosonics in our race number 7. And for this matchup, it's going to be Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 1, Unicosmos at lane 2. Again, Unicosmos starting at lane 2, Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 1 in this race. Number 7. Ready, set, bye! Atomica with the quick start, Unicosmos catching up. Siniraan ulit, penultimate lap, roll 5. Final lap. Yun lang. Natisod. Yun lang ang problema. Natisod si Cosmo Atomica. Naunahan tuloy ni Unicosmos. Palibasa lane 2 eh. Napanda kay lane 2. Napinta kay Unicosmos yung lane 2. Ayun. Final lap niya sa final lane changer na. Yun yung penultimate lap niya eh. Nadali. Nadali doon sa lane changer eh. Naisahan, napreno. Ayun, talo. Unicosmos settling a score against its fellow Cosmos Sonic, Cosmo Atomica. Wow, pero grabe ang seesaw race ngayon Grabe yung seesaw race between those twin Cosmosonics. So it was indeed an exciting race number 7 that was. First at last winner. Yun yung Cosmos na ako, race 10. Yun. Ayos. Cosmo Atomica talo kay Yoni Cosmos na unahan. Pero indeed a good race. That was indeed a good race. Ibang klaseng karera yung nakita natin. So far, nakakarami na tayo ng mga magagandang karera. Yung number 7 sa ngayon ang parang masasabing possible na potential, a potential candidate for our race of the day. Race of the day, yan. Ano natin yan. Yung kaya ano pala, shout out by the way to Mr. Jervis Roses of Barangay Santa Maria in the municipality of Mapandan, Pangasinan. Yan. Shout out to JKR, Jervis Roses. And of course, yung napag-usapan natin kahapon yan. Ano natin yan, yung asikasahin ko rin yan yung mga reels. Yung mga reels, YouTube Shorts, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, TikTok Reels. Lalagay ko rin yan sa TikTok. Sa Facebook, sa YouTube, at sa TikTok. Ayan pa rin yan. Alright, to that people, to that viewer, thanks so much for tuning in to the Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 today. Alright, we now have our race number 8 matchup. It's going to be Escolta. Hindi, tapos na pala to. Escolta Pereira, tapos na. Yan yung una pala. Oo, then maghintay pala. Race 8 na. Yun, matik, race 8. Nakalimutan ko yung pala yung race number 1, Escolta Pereira. So maghihintay pala. Maghintay ngayon ng match-up si Pereira. Pwede rin. Nga pala, no? Tapos na pala yung Escolta Pereira, race number 1 pala yun. Ito ang race number 8. Legit. Okay, race number 8. We now have Zeta versus Timac Avatari. Alright. In our race number 8, Zeta takes on Timac Avatari, and in this matchup, Zeta will start at lane 2, and Timac Avatari will start at lane 1. Again, Zeta at lane 2, Timac Avatari at lane 1, as their respective starting lanes in this race. Number 8. Ready, set, fight. Marami ang bilis dito. Ayun, ang tingin na. Final lap. Final engine yung dito yan. Good. Winner. Winner. Zeta, winner over Timac Avatari. Alright. That was good. Nice race. Nice race. Si Pereira, loser yun. O, si Timac labanan niya. Tapos yung si Escolta, ay, muna siya. O, si Zeta. Yung si Cosmo, talo rin yan eh. Dito. Cosmo Pereira, yun na yan. Tapos na yun eh. Ayan, tama ito. Race number 9. O nga pala, Zeta 1 over Timac Avatari. Timac kasi natulumi. Nasigawan ng tulumi, ayun, umuwi. Buti na lang sa akin umuwi. Welcome back. Buti na lang. Race number 9. Okay. Race number 9, right away, we got here Zenaco taking on Unicosmos. Zenaco versus Unicosmos for our race number 9. And in this matchup, Unicosmos will start at lane 2, Zenaco at lane 1. Again, Zenaco starting at lane 1, Unicosmos starting at lane 2 in this race number 9. Ay, sorry. Sorry. Ready, set, fight. Penultimate stop, final line finger. Good, final lock. Okay. At least banderang kapos, kaysa naman yung natalo na umimbang. Banderang kapos lang. Natalo man pero banderang kapos lang. Unicosmos remaining perfect after 3 races after beating Zenaku. Alright. Lalaglag ko pa. Aray ko, price possession ko pa naman. Aray ka pa. Sa Zena ko, tatapat niyan kay, tatapat niyan kay Cosmo Atomica, Cosmo Zenaku. Next race number 10. 10. Okay, isunod natin dito. Ayan. Okay na mangyayari. Ayan, ganun na lang gawin natin. Red. Red kay Zenaku. Red siya kay Unicosmos. Yung top 3, tinalo ni Unicosmos lahat ng top 3. Pantakin mo yan. Una, Zeta, then Cosmo Atomica, and now it's Zenaku. Wow! What a pit! Race number 10. Okay, it's now time for our race number 10. Another rematch from the... hindi. Cosmo. Ito yung nag-rematch yung semi-final pala, sorry. Ito pala yung legit na nag-rematch sa semi-final pala, yung isa. Itong si na Zeta at Escolta, sila magkaharap sa ating race number 10. Okay? Race number 10 between Zeta and Escolta. So I have to sit for a little while simply because they both have rotating switches. They are both Super 2 chassis machines having rotating switches. So I have to sit here right away. So in our race number 10, it's going to be Escolta starting at lane 1 and Zeta starting at lane 2. So it's race number 10, therefore lane 2 higher speed. Again, the Pink Scorpion Escolta starting at lane 1 and the Neon Spider starting at lane 2. Itong si Zeta in our race number 10. Ready, set, bye. Oy, muntik pa. Penultimate lap, medyo na yung pa. Next slide doon, final lane finger Zeta, onto the final lap, let's see. Oy, pwede. Good. Winner. Winner. Zeta emerging victorious over Escolta. Zeta finally being able to get its bearings back. Yan. So dito na siya tatapat. Yan. Patapas yan na yung susunod. 12, 13, 14. Ayun. 11, 12, 13 pala. Ayun. Race 10 na yun, no? Green. Kay Escolta. Escolta. Yan. So, si Zeta, meron na lang dalawang laro. Dalawang larong natitira. Okay, so muna ako konti. Race number 10. Halfway, almost halfway done. So, I have to take a bite of spaghetti that I have here. Simply delicious. This is simply amazing. Shout out to the Agbanlog family for this wonderful spaghetti snack that I have here. Yan, shout out to them and kudos to their hard working and of course tasty and delicious meals being sold every morning, early morning actually. So mga around 5 a.m. Sun, no sunrise yet. Wala pang sunrise eh, nakaano na sila, nakaluto na. So if you want to enjoy their delicious meals, pancit, spaghetti, lugaw with egg, try them early morning, but you have to wake up early para makatikin ng mga ganito kasasarap na pagkain. Alright, race number 11. Race number 11 here, we got here Ferreira taking on T-Mac Avatari. So it's Brocken Dragon versus Aero Avance in our race number 11. And in this matchup, it's going to be Ferreira starting at lane 1, T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2. So that's contrast to their respective colors. That's opposite to their respective colors. The blue lane or lane 1, that's the starting lane of Ferreira. Whereas T-Mac Avatari will start at the red lane or lane 2 in this race number 11. Ready, set, bye. Good. Good. Okay, first workout. Penultimate stop, final lane changer, T-Mac Avatari. Still good, final lap. Medyo nag-slide down doon, final lap. Alright, winner! Finally winning one. Alright. T-Mac Avatari finally winning one over Ferreira. Alright. Victory at last. Victory at last. Zeta T-Mac, not yet. Ayun. Tapos na pala. So, Zeta Ferreira next. Okay, next one. On to the next one. I have to tabulate first. Tabulate the result first. Ferreira lost to T-Mac. T-Mac Avatari having 2 remaining assignments in the elimination round. The twin Cosmosonics actually. It's actually the twin Cosmosonics being the remaining assignments of T-Mac Avatari. Alright. Race number 12. Alright. Race number 12 right now, we got here Cosmo Atomica taking on Zenaku. Alright. In our race number 12, it's Cosmo Atomica taking on Zenaku, wherein Cosmo Atomica will start at lane 2, Zenaku at lane 1. Again, Zenaku starting at lane 1, Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 2 in this race number 12. Ready, set, fight! Ganda ng gapang ni Cosmo Atomica. Grabe yung hataw. Oh, ganda ng hataw. Grabe. Kaya pinasa, final ending that. Good, final up. Cosmo Atomica winner. Alright. Cosmo. Yan. So si Zenaku, ang remaining assignments niya, si Escolta at Pereira. Escolta Pereira, last assignments. Good. Zenaku with the red against Cosmo. Grabe yung takbo ni Cosmo Atomica. Mukhang si Uni Cosmos lang talaga makakasabay diyan. Makakasabay talaga kay mukhang si Uni Cosmos lang talaga sa akin. Ewan ko lang kay Zeta, kung masabay niya si Cosmotomica mamaya. Race number 13. Race number 13 right now, we got here Escolta taking on Unicosmos. Alright. Tara mo. Yo! Alright. In our race number 13, Unicosmos versus Escolta is the matchup. And for this race number 13, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 2, Escolta starting at lane 1. Again, Escolta, the Shining Scorpion, starting at lane 1. Unicosmos, the Cosmosonic, starting at lane 2 in this race number 13. Ready, set, fight. Dahil pag bumakabawi sa corner yan talagang lakas ng Sonic, corner. Corner talaga lakas. Penultimate na, final lane danger. Okay, good. Final lap. Wow. Looks like Unicosmos is unstoppable right now. A juggernaut right now is Unicosmos. Wow. What a magnificent display of speed and stability right there. Unicosmos emerging victorious over Escolta. Wow. Grabe. Grabe yung tawanan to. Unicosmos, Senaco, Dan, I think. Ipa. Hindi, ano na yun? Kanina, winner yun. Loser. Escolta, Senaco, tapos na. Hindi pa. Tama. Loser, winner. Green. Green kay Unicosmos ulit. Grabe yung top 4, tinalo. Pinagtatalo ni Unicosmos yung top 4. Aray ko. Aray ko po. Remaining assignment for Escolta, Zenaco and Cosmo Atomica, while Unicosmos will have Pereira and Tima Kabatari as its final assignments. Alright. Penultimate game for Zeta. Itong race number 14. Race number 14 tayo. Okay. Race number 14, we got here Zeta taking on Ferreira. It's a race between the Let's and Go villains. The Big Spider taking on the Bracken Giant here in race number 14. And in this matchup, it's going to be Zeta, the Big Spider, starting at lane 2. Ferreira, the Bracken Giant, starting at lane 1. Again, it's Ferreira at lane 1 and Zeta at lane 2 as their respective starting lanes in this race number 14. Ready, set, bye. Yan ang nalaban. Pero ultimate lap, final ending, Zeta. Good, final lap. Mabilis talaga. Happy pa lang umiimbag. Pero talagang but really, Zeta's just too much. Zeta's just too hot to handle for Ferreira. Zeta victorious over Ferreira. Alright. Yan. Ang last assignment ni Zeta, Cosmo Atomica. Ayun, yung rematch sa previous championship race, yun yung last niya. Ferreira lost to Zeta. Again. Apat na talo. Delikado si Ferreira, delikado. Isa na lang kay Zeta. Third win right now. Okay? Spaghetti time. Then a sip of water. Okay, race number 15. Yes? 15, 16, 17. Mhm. So si Cosmo Atomic, ang tayo niya si ano, Zeta. After ni Kima Kabatari, sino yung lalabanan pa niya? Escolta. Si Escolta pa pala. Alright. Race number 15. Right away, we got here Cosmo Atomica taking on T-Mac Avatari. Alright. Cosmosonic versus Aero Avante matchup in race number 15 as Cosmo Atomica takes on T-Mac Avatari. And in this matchup, Cosmo Atomica will start at lane 1, T-Mac Avatari at lane 2. So that's contrast opposite to their respective colors. The blue lane or lane 1, that's the starting lane of Cosmo Atomica. Whereas T-Mac Avatari will be back at the red lane or lane 2 as its respective starting lane in this race. Number 15. Ready, hit, start. Mabilis talaga masyado. Sakto lang eh. Good, mabitin pa. Medyo na ako. Okay, M-back, hit, KO, winner. KO. Maswerte pa. Biglang nagka-momentum si Cosmo Atomica. Ayun, boy. Eh kaso nung patalon na, magko-course out na sana, biglang boing, na-hit, hindi ko na nasalo. T-Mac Avatari with an upset victory against Cosmo Atomica after that accident on that tabletop. Doon sa tabletop sila nagkatama sa lane 1. Doon sa lane 1. So it's a hit victory by T-Mac Avatari. Cosmo will have Zeta and Escolta as its remaining assignments. Final race for T-Mac Avatari will be against Unicosmos. So hit. Avatari won by hit. Hit 20. Hit win. Race 60. Alright, ano ba yun? Escolta din ako. Ayong race 40. Rematch from the previous race for the bronze. For our race number 16, we got here Zenako taking on Escolta. So it's the Lupine Racer taking on the Shining Scorpion in our race number 16. And for this matchup, Zenako will start at lane 2. Escolta at lane 1. Again, Escolta starting at lane 1, Zenako starting at lane 2 in this race number 60. Ready, set, bye. Escolta with a quick start. Penultimate lap. Final lap. Medyo bouncy. Still good. Okay, winner. No problem. Medyo gumapang-gapang pa dun sa ano eh. Gumapang-gapang pa sa track wall eh. Buti na lang, dun lang. Buti na lang, wala pang 1 second nakabalik. So, it's alright. Still good. Escolta with an exact vengeance over Zenako upon its win. With its victory over Zenako. Nakaganti rin. In other words, nakaganti rin siya. Escolta's remaining assignment is Cosmo Atomica. Whereas Zenako will have its final assignment against Pereira. Loss. Zenako lost to Escolta. Nabawian ni Escolta. Tumalab yung kamandag. Hindi yung umubra yung present weight sa kamandag ng alakdan. The thorny rose. The thorny rose, that is. Alright, race number 17 na po to dahil sa our last 5 races of the elimination round. We got here Ferreira taking on Unicosmos in our race number 17. And for this race of the Super FM cars, of the front motor cars rather, is Super FM versus FMA here in our race number 17. It's going to be Ferreira starting at lane 1. Yes, lane 1, Unicosmos lane 2. Again, Ferreira starting at lane 1, Unicosmos starting at lane 2 in this race number 17. Ready, 6, 5. Ferreira with a kick start, hinabol ni Unicosmos. Ayun, binawian na nga. Ayun, nalimon pa. Good. Penultimate lap, final lane danger. Alright, that's good. On to the final lap we go. Okay, oh. Wow! Wow! Grabe, ang ganda sa ano ng quick start ni Ferreira. Kaso nga lang, umembang, hindi kinaya yung bilis. Unicosmos remaining unbeaten after defeating Ferreira. Alright. Unicosmos still unfazed, unblemished, with an undamaged 5-0 record. Let's see if Unicosmos can close this out against Team Kamatari with a perfect 12. Let's see. O malamang number 1 na to. Malamang mag number 1 na to. Ferreira eliminated niya sigurado. Wala na. Wala nang hapon yan. Alright. The much awaited championship race rematch will now happen in our race number 18. Okay. It's now time for our race number 18 as Cosmo Atomica takes on Zeta once again. So that's the rematch of the previous championship race last Monday. And in our race number 18, it's going to be Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 2, Zeta starting at lane 1. Again, it's Zeta at lane 1 and Cosmo Atomica at lane 2 being the respective starting lanes in this rematch from the previous championship race in our race number 18. Ready, set, bye. Inabol. Abol. Imbang pa. Good. Umimbang pa. Final in danger also, Atomica. Good. Final lap, let's see. Chaos. Winner, di pa rin nakabawi. Malas. Malas ni Zeta, di pa rin nakabawi. Cosmo Atomica prevailing over Zeta in this rematch from the previous championship race. Alright, so Zeta will close this out with a loss against Cosmo Atomica in their rematch. Yan. Dito na yan. O yan, nasunod-sunod na yan. 19, 20, 21. Good! Ayos. Good pala. Goods naman pala. Yun. Goods. Sinapo Pereira, good. Tapos, Cosmo Escolta, good. Tapos, Imac Unicosmos. Ayos. Last 3. Last 3 races before going to our race-ups. Alright. Race number 19. Right away, we got here Zenaku taking on Ferreira. And in this race number 19, it's black versus red. Rivalry in our race number 19, wherein Zenaku will start at lane 1. Ferreira, identical with its color, starting at the red lane or lane 2. Once again, Zenaku starting at lane 1. Ferreira starting at lane 2 in this race number 19. Ready, set, bye. Pagong! Embang ka. Embang, 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 embang. Sabay na alas eh. Sablay. Sablay yung Penultimate lap, final lane changer. Ayun na nga, imbang na nga. Imbang na, final lap. Tumalab din, tumalab. Fine. Tumalab din. Tumalab din yung tumalab din yung pang-sharking eh. Looks like the sharking is in effect. Looks like our sharking is in effect right now. Zenaco closing out its elimination round with a victory over Ferreira. And unfortunately, Ferreira never won or scored a draw. Walang na-score si Ferreira. Puro talo. Therefore, Ferreira dead last. Matik. Matik, dead last na yun si Ferreira. Talagang first time in the history of Ipats Tamiya League in a long while. After a long while, merong na zero. Sa elimination round, grabe. Aray ko. Masakit yan. Masakit yan. That's the worst for Pereira. That's the worst performance, one of the worst performance of DTL history. Itong kay Pereira. Scoreless, winless. Winless at the same time scoreless. Aray, dead last. Dead last na yan. Bokya. Bokya. First time in a long while na nagkaroon ng 0 point. Wala man lang na-score na point. Aray. Aray ko. Sakit yarn. Masakit yarn. Alright, penultimate race of our elimination round for today. We got, for this Run and Gun Wednesday edition, we got here Cosmo Atomica taking on Escolta. So that's the rematch of a previous semi-final. And in this matchup, semi-final ba? No. Ano pala? Hindi pala. Ang nag-semi-final pala, Cosmo Atomica, tapos si, si Zenaco, tapos si Zeta, tapos si Escolta pala. Actually, ng mga siguro, mga previous races nung November. Yun, sila yung nag-semis. Alright, in our race number 20, it's going to be Cosmo Atomica at lane 2 and Escolta at lane 1 as their respective starting lanes. Once again, Escolta starting at lane 1, Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 2 in this 20th and penultimate race of our elimination round, this Run and Gun Wednesday edition. Ready, set, bye. Escolta with a quick start, inaabot si Cosmo Atomica, holy smoke! Ang ganda naman ng habon! Oy, medyo natitod. Escolta dropping the lista. Habol ulit si Cosmo Atomica, bawi rin, penultimate lap. On to the final lap, what a close encounter, holy smoke! Yun lang. Pinakot. Medyo nagkasabit-sabit lang. Malas. Ang ganda sana ng kapit. Ang ganda sana po mga kadipat ng kapit ni Escolta. Nagkanda sabit-sabit lang. Sayang. Pero at least walang embang. Medyo lang. Nagkasabit-sabit lang. Nagkanda sabit-sabit lang. Malas. Closing out the elimination round in style is Cosmo Atomica prevailing over Escolta. So unfortunately, Escolta ending it with the loss. Alright. Wow! Ibang klaseng labanan yun. Seesaw battle, kinapos lang eh. Malas. Minalas lang eh. Minalas lang eh. Alright, final race of the elimination round. We have here my my backstock car entries rather. Yung mga backstock entries ko, yun na lang ang huling race natin sa ating elimination round. Team Avatari taking on Unicosmos. And in this matchup of my backstock entries for DTL on tour or Dipats Tamiya League on tour, yung sa mga on tour races ko, ibig sabihin pag dumadayo ako, it means on the road actually. Whenever I play on the road, these two cars which will battle it out in our race number 21 are my official backstock entries. Mga entry ko sa backstock. Sila na lang natitira actually. Yung si Avatari wala, nasira. Unfortunately, nasira si Avatari. Pero ano na lang siya, pambahay na lang. Kaya pambahay ko na lang siya. Ito pwedeng pang dayo. Alright, in our race number 21, Team Akabatari will start at lane 1, Unicosmos starting at lane 2, so that's identical with their respective colors. The blue lane for Team Akabatari, and the red lane for Unicosmos, being the respective starting lanes in our 21st and final race of the elimination round, this Run and Gun Wednesday edition. Ready, set, bye. Unicosmos with a quick start. Kalinaw talaga. Grabe. Final invader. Yun na. Panalo na. Winner. Winner na lang. It win. Wala na yun. Hindi ko na makakapul yun eh. Wala na. Mga tanda ng lolo nyo eh. Sorry na lang. That's a runaway win already. So we don't need to finish that 6 laps kasi ano na, runaway win na. Ano na eh, nabitin. Sumabit si Team Makabatari tapos natamaan ni Unicosmos. So definitely ahead. And Unicosmos will end its elimination round campaign today with a perfect 12. Another car that we played here on DTL SMC Season 2, finishing in style with a perfect 12 points, 6-0, unfazed, unblemished. Going to the race ops, Unicosmos will enter the race ops as the top seeded car with a perfect score. Yeah. Alright. So, yan. So, dito ko muna ano yan. So, mga kalipat, mga ka-DTL, mga ka-Tamiya, and all the Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing fans around the world, those are the 20, that wraps up the 21 races of the single round robin for today's Run and Gun Wednesday edition of DTL SMC Season 2. And when we get back after a short break, we will now have the official final forecast going to the race ops for our semifinals races, race for the bronze, and the championship race. All of these and more when DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference, being live streamed on DPAT TV Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube, returns. Alright mga ka-Dipat, mga ka-DTL, mga ka-Tamiya, and all the Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing fans around the world. Don Patrick D. Panagalar here bringing you back to our continuing live stream of DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 live streaming on DPAT TV, Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. For those who are still new or who has yet to discover this channel, please like, follow, share, and subscribe to DPAT TV and close parenthesis Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. Yan, currently has 455 subscribers right now. Please dagdagan na po sana yan para mapagkakitaan ko na for good yung ating mga nga natin yung sinasuggest ni Jervis again, shout out to Jervis Roses, yung sinasuggest nga niya maggawa ng mga YouTube shorts. Isa-isa lang yan, isa-isa ko lang yung gagawin, tapos kukuha rin ako dun sa mga best of stock motor contest, yung mga best races ko rin dyan sa Pero during the pahinga na lang siguro. During the break, parang off season. During the off season, yun, saka ako na lang yan. Alright. 21 races were over and done with in our elimination round. We already have decided on our official final forecast. So, without further ado, the finalized results are as follows. Unicosmos topping the charts with a perfect 12 points, a flawless victory to sweep the elimination round with 6 wins and no losses, or no loss, no defeat, no draw. All 6 races won by Unicosmos, topping the charts as a top seeded car going to our race ops later. On the other hand, its fellow Cosmosonic Cosmo Atomica in far second with 8 points total, with a couple of loss to my backstop entries. Loss to my backstop entries, ito si Cosmo Atomica, 4 wins and a couple of losses. So, making it a total of 8. Following is Zeta in the solo third, with 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 7 points total, making it the third seeded car. And the last car to enter the race ops is going to be Timac Avatari with 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, making it a total of 6 in solo 4th place. And yun yung mga backstop entries makakapasok sa ating championship race for sure. Semi-final and championship race as well. Siguradong may papasok sa championship race na backstop entry, or whether Unicosmos or Timac Avatari ang papasok sa ating championship race later on. Sila yung magkalaban sa ating semifinals number 1 later on. Ayan, sinabi ko na kaagad yung ating matchup. So unfortunately, Escolta, Senaco, and Ferreira will bid farewell. And unfortunately, the worst record for Ferreira with a winless 0-6 winless campaign, ending up scoring none. Without any point scored for Run and Gun Wednesday edition today. Itong si Ferreira, 0-6. All 6 races ended in defeats. So, siya yung dead last. And then si Ferreira in Escolta rather in 5th place with 5 points, 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. And then Zenaco finishing 6th with 1 win, 2 draws, 3 losses. 4 points total. So, yan. Walang nagkatabla-tabla, pati sa scoring. Ngayon, evenly match. Walang problema. Wala namang kung meron mga tabla, 3 lang. 3 races lang yung nagkatabla. May isang hit lang. Yun lang. So, yan. So, the race ops cast is set with semifinals number 1 featuring Unicosmos versus Timac Avatari at the 1 versus 4 matchup, to be followed right away by 2 versus 3 matchup between respectively Cosmo Atomica and Zeta. So Cosmo Atomica and Zeta will rematch again in the semifinals as early as semifinals rather. So last time championship race silang matchup, maaga pa lang sa semifinals maghaharap na ulit sila. Sila yung magpupuos na ulit. Alright. So without further ado, let's proceed right away with our semifinals. Number 1 between my backstop entries. So, ibig sabihin, repeat ito ng race number 21 earlier today. At the last race of the elimination round, itong mga semifinal number 1 natin, yon yung nag-toast kanina. Rematch sila ngayon in our semifinals number 1. It's Unicosmos versus Team Avatari 1 versus 4 matchup in our semifinals, number 1. And in this matchup, Unicosmos will start at lane 2. Team Avatari starting at lane 1. So that's the same starting lane as their previous encounter earlier today. So babalik lang sila dun sa mga respective starting lane nila earlier. Again, Unicosmos starting at lane 2. Team Avatari starting at lane 1. So, red lane for Unicosmos, blue lane for Team Avatari. Yan. Tapos ito, wala, konting dumi. Unicosmos currently has 7 aggregate points actually. Unicosmos has 7 aggregate points with an opportunity to break the tie between Unicosmos and Escolta. Tabla sila na sa 7 points. Si Zeta currently has 8 points, 1 point each against both Unicosmos and Escolta. Cosmo Atomica trying to add more to tie things up with Unicosmos and possibly Unicosmos and Escolta. Kung mag-champion si Cosmo Atomica ulit mamaya. Alugin ko na lang kasi naka-enclose pala. Alright mga katipat, mga katitiel at mga katamiya, ating mga kababayan and all of the Tamiya Mini Four Racing fans around the world. Once again, you're still watching our continuing live stream of T-Pub's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 this November 19, 2025. By the way, happy birthday to the Spark, Mark Kagiwa. Yan, happy birthday today. Okay, this November 19. Also to Ashley Saison, happy birthday ngayong araw. Kay Shanda Nilaginer tomorrow, to my nephew in Quezon City, Shanda Nilaginer, happy birthday tomorrow, November 20. Also to my former Tamiya mate, yung dating Tamiya playmate, Dan Rocky Regwa, advance happy birthday tomorrow, November 20. Alright, so without further ado, let's now proceed with our race-ups, beginning with the semi-finals, number 1. Ready, set, fight! Mabilis masyado. Penultimate lap, final invasion, Unicosmos, gold, final lap, ready. Wala talaga. Ginawa niya lahat, wala talaga. Masyadong mabilis. Too fast for its own comfort. Too fast for Team Avatari to catch up. That was too fast. Wala talaga. Unicosmos bringing back its winning ways, going to the championship race anew after beating Team Avatari. So it's Unicosmos awaiting the winner of the other semi-final matchup. Ang matalo naman sa kabila, kalaban ni Team Avatari sa race for third later on. Alright, semi-finals number 2 right away. We'll try to close this out early as possible. It's already 5:16 in the afternoon. So we started 4:05. It's already 5:16. Alright. Semifinals number 2. We now have the second seeded car, Cosmo Atomica, taking on the third seeded car, Zeta. And in this matchup between Zeta and Cosmo Atomica, it's going to be Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 1, Zeta starting at lane 2. Again, Zeta starting at lane 2, Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 1. Okay, so I have to put a lot of dirt on the tires. They both have slick tires. They both have standard slick tires. So I have to put a lot, maybe just an ample amount of dirt on the tires. Kasi kailangan mabilis kasi, masyadong mabilis yung kalaban. So, kailangan maging mabilis ka talaga. Alright. May relays tayo dito actually. So maaga pa lang sa ating semi-finals pa lang maghaharap ng ulit yung mga naglaban sa championship race previously. Ako. Alright. Alright. All adjustments done. Let's now proceed right away, ladies and gentlemen, with our semi-finals number 6. Ready, set, bye. Zeta in the lead. Pinabalikot mga Tomika. Good. Ganda ng ambulan. Wow. Penultimate lap, final maintainer for Zeta. Makabawi kaya. Final lap, let's see. Ay, nakabawi nga. Nakabawi nga. Ang ganda ng bawi. Ang ganda po ng bawi, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a recovery by Zeta, and eventually finishing this 6-lap race against Cosmo Atomica with a vengeance. And Zeta will return to the championship race facing Unicosmos in the championship race later on, right after this race for third between Cosmo Atomica and Team Avatari. So, ibang klaseng labanan na makikita natin sa ating championship race later on. So, that's actually the repeat of race number 3 earlier today. Yung Unicosmos versus Zeta, yun po yung race number 3 kanina. So sila ang magkakaharap sa ating, sila yung magtuto sa ating championship race later on, right after this race for third, right away, between Cosmo Atomica, the second seeded car, going up against the fourth seeded car, Team Avatari. Alright. In our race for the bronze, is going to be Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 2, Team Avatari lane 1. Again, Cosmo Atomica starting at lane 2, identical with its color which is orange, although red lane, pero parang ganun na rin. Katabi lang naman ng red, orange sa rainbow colors, you know? After ng red, orange, di ba? Alright, so again, Cosmo Atomica rather starting at lane 2, Team Avatari starting at the blue lane or lane 1, so that's identical with its color which is blue. Kuha ako ng dumi. Masyado kasing mabilis. Tinapos si Cosmo Atomica. Buti nga lang, hindi iimbang eh. Yun ang maganda. Hindi sila nagkaimbangan. Walang iimbang. O sama, walang iimbang. Eh, partida, medyo full charge pa nga yung Medyo full charge pa nga yung Nilup eh. Buti na lang, kinaya. So I think we'll be fine. Alright mga ka-DPAT, mga ka-DTL, mga ka-Tamiya, and all the Tamiya mini 4-wheel drive racing fans around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble here in this race for the bronze for our Run and Gun Wednesday edition on DTL SMC Season 2 this November 19, 2025. First to make 6 laps. Ready, set, bye. Wala talaga. Begin. Alright. Ready. Final lane changer. Cosmo Atomica. Good. Final lap. Wala talaga. Wala talaga. Ginawa na lahat. Pinunas na lahat. Wala rin. Wala talaga. Cosmo Atomica emerging victorious over Team Avatari, the erstwhile champion, now finishing third placer, adding 1 aggregate points on its total tally this month, a total of 5 at the moment after this race day. So a total of 5. Currently has 4, now 5. 4 plus 1. Plus 1 siya. Eto kung sino kaya mag plus 3 o mag plus 2. Again, Unicosmos, playoff in champion of the month indications na to between Unicosmos and Zeta. Unicosmos currently has 7, Zeta currently has 8. So, it's either 11-10 11-9 or 10-9. Tama ba? 8 kay Zeta, 8 kay Zeta, tapos 7 kay ano, o 10 all. Pwedeng 10 all. Kung mag second place si Zeta, 10 points. Kung si Unicosmos mag-champion, 10 points din, tabla. Tatabla kaya o 2-point lead for Zeta or uneven? So that's is going to that's the thing that's the question we're going to answer in this championship race between Unicosmos and Zeta. 1 versus 3 matchup respectively for our championship race to culminate our Run and Gun Wednesday festivities today. And in this matchup, Zeta will start at lane 2. Yes, lane 2 for Zeta, lane 1 for Unicosmos. Again, Unicosmos starting at lane 1 or the blue lane. Zeta will start at the red lane or lane 2. Alright, so I have to gain a lot of dirt as much as I can. Oh yeah, I snap. Let's check the rollers. Let's check the roller mounts if it's okay. Okay, so you have to tighten up a little bit. I think we just have to tighten up a little bit. I think this looks good. Oh. I think looks good. Alright mga kadipat, mga ka-DTL at mga ka-Tamiya and all of our kababayans across the globe and for all of our Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing fans around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble here in this championship race to culminate our Run and Gun Wednesday festivities today on DTL SMC Season 2 this November 19, 2025. First to make 6 laps. Ready, set, bye! Hoy, napitin! Hoy, memang! Penultimate lap! Final lap! And that's a wrap! Another heartbreak for Zeta once again, back-to-back heartbreaks for this penultimate week of November 2025. Another bridesmaid finish. That is another bridesmaid finish for Zeta after losing to Unicosmos in that 6-lap race. Unicosmos being able to manage its speed and stability at the same time, finishing the 6-lap requirement in the championship race and eventually winning the championship anew and tying things up against Zeta on aggregate scoring with 10 points apiece. So it's so both Unicosmos and Zeta are now dead even at 10 points apiece. 1 point lead pa kay Zeta eh. Kay 1 point lead kay Unicosmos si Zeta, 8 against 7 and nag-champion si Unicosmos. De plus 3, de 10. Si Zeta plus 2, de 10. O de 10 points apiece. 10 points, grabe. Wow. What an amazing Run and Gun Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, mga kadipat, mga kadetail, mga Tamiya and all of our Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing fans around the world. That was indeed another epic Run and Gun Wednesday edition here today. So, recapping this Run and Gun Wednesday edition today, again, we got the twin Cosmosonics, Cosmo Atomica, and Unicosmos battled it out along with Zeta, Zenaco, Escolta, Ferreira, and Team Avatari in the 21 races of the single round robin today. And after those races, we got Unicosmos, Cosmo Atomica, Zeta, and Team Avatari being the top 4 finishers after 21 races in the single round robin, going to the race ups. And the matchups were Unicosmos versus Team Avatari, and in the other semi-final match, Cosmo Atomica versus Zeta. And in the race for third, it was Cosmo Atomica versus Team Avatari. And in the championship race, wherein Cosmo Atomica won the third place finish against Timac Avatari. Cosmo Atomica, the twin Cosmosonics were just too hot to handle. Holy smoke! They were just too fast to catch up against to race against. Yun nga lang, talagang mabilis at stable at the same time. Wow! As we take a look at those twin Cosmosonics, ang talagang lakas nila corner. Yan, yung mga likuan na ganyan, no, yung sunod-sunod na curve. Yan talaga sila yan talaga yung kanilang strengths. Yung talagang true strength of the Sonic. The corners, at the curves. Kaya no wonder bakit ang ganda rin ng kanilang stability when it comes to racing. Alright. So in the race for third, Cosmo Atomica won over Timac Avatari, adding 1 aggregate point on its tally. Now a total of 5 for Cosmo Atomica after 6 race days this month of November 2025. Whereas on the championship race, Unicosmos versus Zeta was the matchup. And unfortunately, Zeta coursed out once again in the championship race, paving the way for Unicosmos to finish the 6-lap requirement and eventually won the championship anew for our Run and Gun Wednesday edition here today. So Unicosmos already 3-time champion. 3-time champion na ngayon si Unicosmos. 3 championship, isang third place. Yun ako. Yung Game 1, champion. Game 2, third. Game 3, champion. And then hindi siya nakalaro ng Game 5. Game 4 na eliminate ng Maga, dead last. Tapos Game 5, di siya nakalaro. Now Game 6, what a triumphant return indeed for Unicosmos. Starting as the dead last seed, 7th seed siya going to this Run and Gun Wednesday today. And eventually becoming the triumphant one in the end. Winning the championship anew. Alright. So, the final results for today's Run and Gun Wednesday edition. Podium finishers are as follows. Unicosmos as our newly crowned champion for today, followed by Zeta at 2nd place, and Cosmo Atomica winning the 3rd place. So, that wraps up, ladies and gentlemen, our newest Run and Gun Wednesday edition here today in our live stream on DPAT TV. Don Patrick Aguilar of DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. This November 19, 2025. Once again, Don Patrick D. Aguilar here. We're now signing up. And once again, I thank you so much to all who watched and whoever will watch anytime on our live stream every Monday and Wednesday with a special time in case of upcoming strong storms, storms, typhoons, super typhoons, and so on. Yeah, if ever there will be any other weather disturbance that will be formed in the coming days. So, we'll keep you posted on the upcoming schedule as we go along. Alright? So, once again, I remind everyone to stay safe and healthy, avoid negative vices, especially drugs and all other negativities around you, and protect yourselves from all those negativities at all times and at all costs as well. Once again, I'm leaving you a pleasant Run and Gun Wednesday late afternoon right now at 5:31 in the evening, in the afternoon rather, here in the Philippines. Once again, I'm leaving a pleasant Run and Gun Wednesday afternoon to all of you, and never forget to pray to God and be thankful always to God, for God is good, God is great, and God is almighty all the time. Never lose your faith in Him, no matter what the crisis. And as always, to God be all the glory and honor. God bless to all of us. God bless our beloved Baharnica nation, and God bless the entire world and all of us Filipinos across the globe. And like I always remind each and every true Filipino across the globe, love the Philippines no matter what the crisis. Mahalin po natin ang Pilipinas at sama-sama po tayong bumangon muli at ipakita at ipagmalaki pa natin sa buong mundo. We have to show the world that we are true Filipinos. Tayo ay mga tunay na Pilipino. Isigaw ng malakas ang ating panalo. Shout out our victory to the world. And of course, with keeping our heads high and with all our hearts, taos puso, taas no kahit kanino. Pero sa mga manlulupig, hindi tayo pasisil, lakad matatag, anumang dilubyo ang dumaan. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another presentation of another Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. Once again, your host here, Don Patrick D. Aguilar for DPAT TV, Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. Once again, saying shukran to Senta to all of you God bless always, everyone.